Hi and good morning. Today is the 19th of July 2017 and we are continuing with the Songs of Songs chapter 7 today, looking at verse 3, a very sensual kind of a reading. Your breasts are like two fawns, like twin fawns of a gazelle. Now, when we talk about breasts, women's breasts, it's a very sensitive issue, and it's sensitive because in the Christian context or in the church context, someone would think it's too sensual to discuss about. But the truth of the matter is, for example, I grew up in a neighboring cultural kind of place where the Turkana tribe didn't cover up their breasts. The women, the mature women or the mothers fed their children openly, their babies openly, and the young girls just grew up exposed, because we could see them as they matured from a girl growing up into puberty, and it was okay. There was a clear conscience amongst those people who were around there. It didn't have that sexual connotation in it. But in the context of this verse, it looks like the bridegroom is admiring the bride and seeing how beautiful the breasts are. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only part that could be wrong is when our conscience is muddled up, or it's kind of covered up with other lustful thoughts and ideas. Then it becomes something else. Like last night we were talking about conscience in the Bible study, and my pastor read one of the commentaries from John Stott, and it was saying, like, to have a clear conscience is like to have a building without a ceiling or without the walls. You can imagine how open that building is. And when we come to God, it's in the same way. We need to come with a very clear conscience. And therefore, when I bring this reference of the breasts and the breasts of God, what I mean is, in the spiritual sense, I think of breasts as something that brings in nurturing or nourishment, because I think of the context of the feeding. And I bring the word of God, or rather the name of God, that is El Shaddai, El for Almighty, and Shaddai, a name derived from the word breast, and therefore meaning nourishment. God nourishes us. God blesses us abundantly. God gives us everything we need. But we have to keep our conscience clear before God and before other people, because if we don't do that, then we live in a prison, a self-type of imprisonment that we have created for ourselves. The truth sets us free. When our conscience is free, we are free. And that's how we can become free with God, and we can become free with other people. So when you look at certain parts of the body, we can look at them in a healthy way. We can look at them in the context of the spirituality and see, what is it teaching us? What is this story of the Songs of Songs teaching us? It's teaching us to have an intimate relationship with God, but at a deeper level where we see the spiritual context of it. As you go about your day-to-day activity, remember to keep your conscience clear before God and before other people, so that you are free. It's not for them, it's for your own freedom. So God bless you today as you know about the truths of God. Bye for now.